Chapter 1, Lesson 6, Pre-Calculus, going to do some examples of vertical stretches and vertical shrinks. A number of these will be the same. So we're going to take some different functions and we're going to transform them vertically by stretching by 2 and then horizontally shrinking by a factor of 1/3. So let's go ahead and look at this first one. So f of x is 1 over x plus 2. So if we're going to vertically stretch it by 2, that means, again, when vertical, we're going to multiply the entire function, all of the y values, by 2. Now, this equation over here represents all of the y values. So if I take 1 over x plus 2, that's going to produce the y values, and I want to stretch them by 2, so I'm going to multiply them by 2. So when I do that, that's going to end up being just 2 over x plus 2, so that would be a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. So this is going to be 2 over x plus 2, that would be the vertical stretch. Okay. Now, the horizontal shrink, you remember, of 1/3. So I'm going to replace, because we're going to change all of the x values, we're going to replace x with x over c. And in this case, c is 1/3, so x is over 1/3. Now, x divided by 1/3, we don't want to leave a fraction in a fraction, so that's going to be multiplied by the reciprocal, so that's going to be 3x. So I'm actually going to replace every x value with 3x, or every x term in the equation. So I'm going to take 1 over, and that x I'm going to replace with 3x plus 2, so that would be a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/3. So those would be my two answers, and I check here and they're fine. Alright, so let's do another example. Let's see, do this, take this. So here I have the function x squared plus x minus 2, again a vertical stretch, a factor of 2. I'm going to take the y values, and I get the y values from this function, and I'm going to multiply or stretch them by 2. So I'm going to distribute that, so that's going to give me 2x squared plus 2x minus 4. That's going to be a vertical, or vertical stretch by 2. Okay. Now, a vertical or a horizontal shrink of 1/3, again, we're going to replace that with x over, back that up, x over 1/3, which means I'm going to replace everything with 3x, every x value with 3x. So I'm going to take 3x squared, replace that, plus 3x minus 2. Now when we're squaring this, we got to square the 3, which is 9, and then I'm going to square the x, so it's 9x squared, plus 3x minus 2, so that would be the horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/3. So this would be a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/3. So we put that out and we check our answers, and we have it right. Okay? Alright, so let's do another couple ones. So let's take this. Alright, let's take this one here. F of x is equal to the absolute value of x plus 2. So again, a vertical stretch means I'm going to take what produces the y value and multiply it by 2. So that's simply going to be 2 times the absolute value of x plus 2. Okay, so that's going to be my vertical stretch. And my shrink, again, of 1/3, which is 3x. So every x value I'm going to place with 3x plus 2, so this would be a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/3. Alright. Do another one or two here. I'm not sure how many I have, so let's see. There's one here. Okay, so we're going to stretch this by a factor of 2, so this expression which produces the y values, I'm going to multiply them by 2. So that's going to give me 2x cubed minus 8x. And then again, the horizontal shrink, we're going to replace every x with x over 1/3. Again, that's 3x. So I'm going to replace these x values with 3x. So 3x cubed minus 4 times 3x. So 3 cubed is 27. 3 times 3 times 3. And then the x cubed. and then 4 times 3, negative 4 times 3 is going to be negative 12x. So that should be my horizontal shrink by a third, and we check that out, and that's what we have. So let's see if I can get this out of the way a little bit. There we go. So 27x cubed minus 12x and x cubed minus 8x, so that would be correct.